Pro golfer Phil Mickelson in hot water with the SEC. So the Securities and Exchange Commission said that Mickelson logged illegal trading profits of nearly $1 million on an insider stock tip. The SEC wants the golfer to turn the money over to the entity. He has complied. Two others were involved in the trade. They have been charged. Sports gambler Billy Walters and the former chairman of Dean Foods, Thomas Davis. So according to the complaint, Walters had information from Davis about an upcoming spinoff. Walters then advised Mickelson to buy the stock. With me now, my markets panel, Jason Rotman, and from Swiss America, Craig Smith. Welcome to you both. So, Jason, one person gets off slightly easier than the other two. Why is that?
You know, I'm trying to figure that out myself. I mean, you know, when I look at various financial professionals, you know, Steve Cohn, Raj Ratnam, Raj Ratnam's in jail right now for doing essentially the same thing, maybe on a much larger scale. Mickelson, I'm like baffled. All Mickelson has to do is pay back the money from the trading, and then that's it. He gets to go home with his family. I think he should stick to golf, and I think the SEC should hand out a much harsher punishment.
I was just going to say, it's clearly just a slap on the wrist to him. And Craig, it's actually insider trading, believe it or not, is somewhat hard to prove, right? You have to prove that you got a specific piece of information that no one else has with the intent of trading on it. It can't just even be something that's passing in conversation. Why would Mickelson do this? He certainly earns a very good living as a pro golfer and through endorsements.
Well, first off, I can answer your question, and Jason's right. It should have been punished way more. The reason it wasn't is Mr. Mickelson has an incredible attorney by the name of Greg Craig, who worked for the Obama administration as a White House lawyer. So, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. And if you looked at the reaction on Preet Bharara's face during the press conference, you can clearly tell that Craig cut Mr. Mickelson an incredible deal. Now, you're right, it's hard to prove insider trading. But, Deirdre, think about this. So this is such a simple one. Davis tells Walters. Walters tells Mr. Mickelson, hey, you should buy this stock. Mr. Mickelson owes Mr. Walter money on bets, according to the allegations. He goes out and buys $2.4 million worth of the stock when he's got $250,000 in his stock account, and all of a sudden he makes $1 million. And all he gets is to have to give the profits back. Jason is right. He should not only have to give the profits back, but he should have to pay a penalty. If this isn't favoritism, if this isn't Greg Craig, and it's just my opinion, I can't prove this.
It sounds like a pretty solid one. It sounds like a pretty solid one.
I mean, think about it. He worked for the Obama administration. He knows all these people. And, I mean, what else can explain it? I know Jason is scratching his head like I am. If you or I or Jason had done this, we'd be in orange jumpsuits right now.
I was just going to say, somebody would be baking us cakes with files. Come back, both of you, and talk about the markets. We need to. In the meantime, I thank you both. Jason and Craig with me there, Craig Smith and Jason Rotman. Student protesters are swarming